Welcome to Effortless Time Management with me, your trainer for this session, Abigail Barnes. I'm so excited that we are getting to have a conversation all about how you can unlock what's possible for you when time starts working for you rather than against you. In this training today, we're going to cover three things. We're going to talk about unlimited time, we're going to talk about unlearning the lies around time, and then we're going to wrap it all up with the unrealistic reality that you can create from a time management point of view when you change the way you look at time. If this is our first time hanging out, hi, I'm Abigail Barnes. I am the founder of Success by Design Training. I'm an award-winning entrepreneur, a productivity transformation coach, international speaker, and author of Time Management for Entrepreneurs and Professionals, a 5-step guide that will help you turn your time into productivity. So let's dive straight into section 1 of this training and conversation today. And let's talk about unlimited time through the lens of quantum physics. And this is going to be Quantum Physics 101. When it comes to time and time management, we have two figures in history that play a huge role in our perspective of time. And they are Isaac Newton, or Sir Isaac Newton, and Albert Einstein. So Isaac Newton lived in the 17th to 18th century, and then we have Albert Einstein, who was around from the 19th to the 20th century. So Isaac Newton, his work is the cornerstone of time management as we understand it today. It impacts science, it impacts culture, it impacts our day-to-day life. It's deeply embedded in the way that we design systems, in the way that we educate new scientists, in the way that we conceptualize time. He really believed that time is an absolute. Time is something that can be measured. And so because of that, life is very linear. Then Q, Albert Einstein, who came along, as I said, in the late 19th to 20th century, and he expanded on the work of Isaac Newton, and he really started to redefine our view of time and presented a case that time is relative. And what he meant by that is that time is something that is different to whoever is observing the time. So, simply put, observing and measuring a system, especially through the lens of quantum physics, can change its behavior. And this is exemplified through an experiment that they call the double slit experiment. If you want the link to watch this experiment on YouTube, then reach out, email inquiries at Success by Design Training. We'll send it to you, or leave a comment wherever you are watching this training. In the double slit experiment, they were using particles and they were sending them through two slits. And what they observed was that the particles started to act like waves in a wave-like pattern when they were not being watched. But when they were being watched, they acted like particles. And what that really helped them to understand is that when we tried to observe something, we were watching to see which slit it was going through. The act of observing actually collapsed the wave pattern and it turned it into a particle-like behavior. And not to go too deep down the quantum physics rabbit hole, because we could, their theory really was that when we're watching something, it acts in the way that we believe it will act. But when we're not watching something, it acts in a different way. But how can we know that when we're watching it or not watching it? And that's what made this whole piece of research and work that they do in the world of quantum physics so mind-bending and so possibility creating, because if the world doesn't work in the way that we think it works, what could be possible? And that's where the conversation about magic time starts to come in. If you're loving this conversation, as I said, definitely check out this video on YouTube. We can give you the link. But this was something that we deep dived into in a training called Magic Time, where I unpacked the whole history of Sir Isaac Newton, Albert Einstein, and we even talked about the world and history of magic and how that has created the reality that we are living in right now, the multi-dimensional reality that we are living in right now, insofar as your perspective of it is what is creating your reality. My perspective of it is what is creating my reality. As I said, this is a very deep rabbit hole. So, for the benefit of this conversation today, let's put a pin in it and leave it in so far as the act of observing something changes what happens. So, section 2 of this training is a conversation all about limiting beliefs, aka the lies that we are telling ourselves over and over and over when it comes to time management, and how the reality that we are experiencing is unfolding. A question for you is, why isn't your time management effortless? What do you believe about time management? And beliefs are just stories that we keep telling ourselves over and over and over again. And a story is just a thought. So we are telling this story, which is a thought we are thinking, and we are thinking this over and over and over again on repeat. So, for the benefit of this training, here are my top 10 limiting beliefs that I meet regularly when I have conversations with clients or audiences or groups that I am speaking to in training. And for the benefit of this conversation, these limiting beliefs can be a help as well as a hindrance. When I say the limiting beliefs can be helpful, what I mean by that is our brain that is telling us these stories over and over is doing it to keep us safe. So it believes that if we don't live too big, do too much, exist at the edge of our comfort zone, then it will keep us safe. So this is what I mean by they're helping us, but they're also hindering us, because in keeping us safe, the beliefs are keeping us small. So the number one belief that I come across so regularly is I don't feel ready to start. And people who have this belief tend to be addicted to qualifications, certifications, and having the proof that they can do it. My friend, you will never be certified, qualified, proof filled enough to be ready to start. It is a lie, it is a fallacy, it is a belief, and it is a story that we, that us keep telling ourselves over and over and over again. I don't feel ready, I don't feel ready, I don't feel ready. There are some things that I have done recently where I didn't feel ready to do it, but I dived in and I did it anyway. And it all worked out. And what I realized in doing it was that it's a muscle that we are developing by doing things before we feel ready. And that muscle gets stronger, gets better, and we become more able to do the things that we want to do because we have practiced before we feel ready. I don't have enough time is the number 2 limiting belief that comes up so regularly. And so you get more time, but do you still get the thing done? Think about something that you need to get done and you are telling yourself, I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time to clean the house, the room. I don't have enough time to make my desk working area tidy. I don't have enough time to go to the gym. What if you looked at it in a different way and you just did it and realized, I have the time. Or you, instead of saying, I need 60 minutes to do this, set yourself a timer of 15 and did what you could do in 15 minutes. Because you will never have enough, but the act of trying helps you to recognize you probably don't need as much as you think you need. I don't have enough money. Time and money, the two of them are so interrelated. I don't have enough time, I don't have enough money. They come up over and over and over again. There are things that you can do today with the money that you have. There are things that you can start today with the money that you have, and the results will get more. And then it is a step by step by step by step process. It is not an absolute, well, then you can't do it. There is nobody up there in the sky saying, because you don't have enough money, you can't do it. And so many things in life, it's a fallacy that we need more money to be able to do it. There's lots of things that we can do and be creative in the way that we actually do it. The next 4 limiting beliefs that I come across regularly. And are you recognizing any of these? As we're going through this training, I hope you're making notes. I hope you're thinking about the things. And I hope that you are starting to hear the voices in your head and the thoughts that are coming up. As I am sharing and suggesting stuff, anything that you don't resonate with, anything that you find yourself saying, but Abigail, you don't understand, those are great things to be the observer of, because the unconscious things that are in our life are the things that are limiting us in a way that we don't even realize. I'm getting ahead of myself. We'll come to that in a minute. So the next 4 limiting beliefs. I don't have the right qualifications. We talked about this before. You will never be qualified enough. I'm too old for this. It's too late. Well, you're here. Give it a go. Because equally, the next one, I'm too young for this. It's too soon. If you get trapped in this, I'm too old, I'm too young, you will be living this limiting belief for the rest of your life until you stop being too young and then you start being too old. Recognize where they are just looping patterns that are keeping you stuck. What if I fail and people laugh at me? Are people even watching? Are people even that interested in what is going on in your life? Sorry to be the bearer of that bad news, but so many people are so busy with their own lives and their own things that are going on that they're not even aware of what's going on in your world. So if you try something and it doesn't work out, they don't even know that you tried. They don't even know that you were thinking about it, because they're not in your life thinking the thoughts that you're thinking. And lots of people aren't even aware of who you are. You're just not on their radar. And this is a big thing that comes up over and over in business. Well, what if I put myself out there? What if I show up online and everybody sees me? Well, do it and see how many people show up. And not to burst the bubble, but at the beginning, not many people show up because not many people know who you are. And so the people who will laugh at you, they're not even there. And then that becomes the next problem to resolve. Well, how do I get more people to pay attention to me if you're a business owner? Or if you want to get headhunted, how do I get people to know about me? Those are good quality questions to ask that we can solution in another conversation. But definitely make a note of them. And then the final 3. What if I succeed and people resent me? Who are these people? What does it matter? Why do you care about their opinions? Maybe they resent you, maybe they don't. Maybe you don't even know about it. It doesn't matter. Things work out well things don't work out well for people like me. That is such an incredibly limiting belief. So other people can do it, but people like you can't do it. One of my mentors has this great phrase: what makes you so special that it won't work for you? And it's such a bonkers reframe, but I love it, because there we are. obsessed with it might not work for somebody like me. And their response is, well, what makes you so special that it won't work for you? Okay. So as you're going through this, make notes of all of these things and just observe what's coming up because, as I said in a minute, awareness is the key to change. And then finally, it's not the right time. I'll try again later. I hear this one so often, people saying, it's not the right time. It's not the right time. When will it be the right time? The best time to start is today. The best day to plant a tree is today. There is no better time to start. Start before you're ready. Start before you feel qualified. Just start. Otherwise, there will always be another excuse. I can't wait to hear what came up for you in and around all of these beliefs. And this is why it matters so much that we have a conversation like this, because our beliefs are so incredibly complex. But the self awareness of them will set us, me, you free. We are consciously aware of certain beliefs. They are the iceberg above the sea that we can see. We are unconsciously aware of subconscious beliefs that are in the basement of your brain. They are stored away, they are bubbling, they are impacting the decisions that you're making, but you are not aware of them. They say that around 95 to 98% of our daily thoughts and habits are unconscious, aka below our conscious awareness. So it's good when it comes to things like making our lungs breathe. This is unconsciously going on for us in our body. Our blood is being pumped by our body. If we were consciously aware of the blood that was being pumped, that would be a bit odd. It is making our food digest. It is making our legs walk. It is doing all sorts of things. Like when you move your hand, your brain moves your hand. You're not consciously thinking, I will move my hand like this. So it handles things for us, which is great. But it also then handles things for us which are not so great, like the beliefs that it keeps telling us over and over again. Remember, I said it's trying to keep you alive, it's trying to keep you safe. But safe doesn't help you live, safe doesn't help you experience. And the human brain is so incredibly powerful. It is a filter, though, that is trying to help us because every single second of every single day, 11 million bits of information are bombarding us. We look around and we see colors, we see textures, we see messages, we see things, we see people. We smell things, and it is all coming at us all the time. If you've ever been in a place where you're instantly overwhelmed, that's going on all the time, but we're not consciously aware of it because our brain is processing it at the fastest speed, and we are only seeing 40 bits of this information. So, linking this back to the conversation earlier around time and reality and the observer effect, we join this up to what we're talking about right here, right now. We are seeing a fraction of what's going on around us. And that is so that we can operate in the world as it is, because if we were seeing it all, it would be overwhelming. And we get overwhelmed periodically, either throughout the day or the week, the month, but we are not being overwhelmed like that constantly. But our brain just couldn't cope. So it helps us. And it really is about working out how to use it when it helps you and how to recognize when it's hindering you. It is a fine, fine balance. But we are seeing different realities then, because these 11 million bits of information are coming into my eyes and your eyes, but I am seeing 40 different bits to you, which is why you can ask somebody what they saw and they will describe something totally different to what you saw. which is where if you are working in a team, the perspective of the collective team is so incredibly valuable. But if you were asking somebody in an accident what happened and who was responsible, different people at different angles are going to have a different perspective because they saw different bits of information. And it doesn't mean that they're not all saying that it was the same outcome, but they are seeing a different perspective of it. And I love that this whole concept of reality and perspective can be related to time. So without further ado, then let's dive into the final section of this training today, my absolute favorite, unrealistic reality and the concept of magic time. So if we've been building this conversation, that Sir Isaac Newton saw time as relative, and then Sir Albert Einstein saw time as a different perspective-driven reality. Perception is reality. So you can fake it until you make it in life, but energy is everything. And in life, we are seeing things one way. Reality is another way. Reality is personal, but energy is universal. And this is another layer to this conversation that I just find so incredibly wild. If you're tracking with me, I love it. If this is blowing your mind, don't worry, we're going to come back to some strategy in a minute. And I describe myself as 1 foot in the spiritual, 1 foot in the esoteric, and 1 foot in the strategic 3D physical world. And I feel like if we can suspend our disbelief and imagine that effortless time management could be possible for ourselves, then this is how we actually achieve it in the 3D physical world. So the question for you is, are you ready for effortless time management? Because we've been talking very theoretically, very esoterically. So let's land this with practical steps and actions that you can take away from this training today to fundamentally unplug from the concepts that you had and plug into the new perspective of time. So, as I said at the top of this training, I wrote a book called Time Management for Entrepreneurs and Professionals. It is being read around the world. The concept of this book is helping you to find your time. As I said at the start, we all get the same 24 hours, but our time is going on different responsibilities. It's being allocated to different situations and circumstances that we find ourselves in. So, how can we change what is happening? We can walk 1 step in the magic, 1 step in the strategy. This is how we reimagine time. A concept, as I said, that I call magic time, a training that I ran a while back. In that magic time training, we talked in more depth about the quantum physics, we talked in more depth about magic, and then we went into a 10-day challenge. Now, for the basis of this training and conversation today, we are going to tie it to a 7-day challenge, which relates very succinctly to the book that I wrote. It works on the basis that every single one of us has got a missing hour somewhere in our lives every single day. Or if you, Caroline Milne, who was a guest on my podcast, the Time Management Podcast, a while back, when she went through this training and this exercise, she found an extra hour and 15 minutes every single day. What you are doing is you are tracking your time like a detective. You are watching yourself, you are seeing where it's going, you are seeing who it's going on. Maybe there's people who phone you every single day and say, could you just do this? Could you help with that? I just phoned for a quick chat. And then an hour later, and that is happening regularly. Or maybe there's emails that you're getting that you need to unsubscribe from. Or Maybe there's activities that you are doing in your home that you need to perhaps either outsource to somebody else, or you need to start batching and grouping and doing on certain days of the week rather than doing every single day. But you will only find what these things are and these specific things are for you when you track yourself for 7 days, when you watch yourself, when you become the observer of yourself. And it links back to what we were talking about earlier. When you become the observer of yourself, then you will be able to start changing what you are doing, finding your missing time. And it might be that you find 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there, 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, and it all in an entire day adds up to an hour. It doesn't necessarily need to be 1 hour in a go. Although we have had some people who perhaps recognized that their social media scrolling habit was out of control, and deleting a social media app found them an hour straight away. It's so personal, and that's what I love about the challenge. So here are 3 time audit success stories from 3 different people who came on the Time Management podcast and shared what happened when they tracked their time for 7 days. We've already talked about Caroline Milne. She believed that she was really good at time management, but she uncovered some things that she wasn't doing in the optimal way, that where she was wasting her time, and it helped her find an hour and 15 minutes. And then we had Simon Bergenroth, who improved his efficiency by 10x. So what that means is that he was able to achieve more from the time he had because he was running multiple calendars. Do you have a calendar for your home life, a calendar for your work life, a calendar for all other people's lives who you are responsible for? He found that he did. And when he amalgamated them all into one calendar, suddenly he was able to 10x his efficiency. And then we had Dee Beverford, who told us that he learned when he did a task at one time of the day, it impacted his energy levels at another time of the day. So when he changed and rearranged his daily schedule, he was able to impact his energy levels. So perhaps you are finding that when you are doing things at nighttime, maybe it would be better if you did it in the morning. He found that when he did it on a certain day of the week, it would be better if he did it on a different day of the week. All of those episodes are on the Time Management podcast, and you can check them out and hear them tell it in their own words. And that all links into what I was talking about, the Find Your Missing Hour 7-day challenge that we then created off the back of all of this. And we ran it in July 2025. And I'm so excited to let you know we are going to be running this challenge again in October 2025. So if you are listening to this and you are able to join us for the challenge live, then that is so exciting. And we will share all the links for how you can do that at the end of this training. If you are listening to this on the replay and you have missed that, but you want to get involved in the training, you will be able to do it on demand in the future. And then we have 3 people. They came on to the podcast and shared what happened when they did the 7-day challenge. We've got Ruti Block, who made 5 small changes that improved her time management. We've got Sonia Jewers, who, as I said, deleted Instagram and got an hour back straight away. And then we've got Jared Francis, who found that when he rearranged what he was doing, when he was doing it, he was able to slow down and be even more productive. How many times do we find ourselves saying, if I slow down, it might not work. I don't have time to slow down. I've got to keep being busy, 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 busy. It's a fallacy. It doesn't work. And that's what Jared shared in his episode and conversation. The Time Management podcast has wrapped up for the time being with 100 episodes, but we have got 100 incredible episodes that you can check out. We have listeners in 136 countries around the world still tuning in on a daily basis to catch up on the episodes that they have missed. We have had over 25,000 downloads now at the time of recording of, as I said, listeners all around the world. And we have talked about everything from is people pleasing a trauma response to 10 limiting beliefs that might be stopping you from being more successful. The secret to successful time management. We've had a number of episodes about procrastination. If that's something you struggle with, you'll definitely want to check that out as well. And we have had so much praise for this podcast. If you've loved this conversation today, dive in and keep enjoying those episodes. Some of them are 15, 20 minutes long. Some of them are 30, 40 minutes long. So there is a variety of different things for you to listen to. And if you scan that QR code, that will take you straight to it. If you would like the link, you can't find it. You can listen to it on the Spotify, on iTunes, on Apple. You can listen to it on a number of other platforms as well. But if you can't find it in a Google search, then drop us an email at inquiriesatsuccessbydesigntraining.com and we will send you the link. Because, my friend, your time management is a direct reflection of your self-worth. If you are prioritizing time and doing things for everybody else, but you are not looking after yourself, that is a self-worth challenge. That is something that only you can take responsibility for, take a different action for, and address yourself. They say on the aeroplane, put your oxygen mask on first, because you can't help anybody else if you can't breathe. So to recap this whirlwind conversation that we have had today, we have talked about 3 macro topics here. Number 1, perception is reality. Your perception is different to my perception. It's different to other people's perceptions. If you want to change your reality, you'll need to change your perception. You'll need to change your beliefs, but you'll first of all need to notice if your beliefs are limiting you, if they're lies, if they are things that you are ready to let go of, if they are things that are now starting to come up in your conscious awareness. As I said, the subconscious is so static, it's hard sometimes to even notice what is limiting you and what isn't. But as soon as you spot it, and a conversation today, the podcast episodes, listening to other people talking about time and their relationships, all of these things will help you to go, oh, okay. Why did I think that it was any other way? And that's not to make yourself wrong. That's not to make the people who taught you wrong. That's just to recognize that opinions evolve, life evolves, education evolves, conversations evolve. And what somebody taught you then was relevant then. What's relevant now is something totally different. But when it comes to perception and reality, the question you really need to be asking yourself is, what life do I want? What do I actually want my day to day to look like, to feel like? And am I happy with the way that it is right now? Because you are the one whose time it is. You are the one who can change things. Nobody else can change your life for you. You are not a victim. It is for you to make the changes. And if you're ready to make the changes, we talked about number 2, finding your missing hour every single day. The question you're asking yourself is, where is my time going? It's your time. What are you doing with it? Who are you giving it to? What things are you giving it to? And then once you spot this, you can make the changes. And that's number 3. Your results will follow your actions. It is only the actions that create new results. If you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, you are living Groundhog Day. You are living the same day over and over and over again. Your life won't change. Your results won't change Other people will change, they will move, things will get better for them, but you will stay in the same place. If you're happy to stay in the same place, that's absolutely fine. But just know that effortless time management is possible, that things can change. And whatever emotions you are feeling right now, you are meant to feel them because emotion is energy in motion. And energy in motion is what will help you to take a different action to get a different result. And then you will be creating and living life by your own design. If you are ready for things to change, then the next live round of Find Your Missing Hour will start on the 20th of October. For 7 days as a group, we will all be tracking our time every single day, looking for where it is going so that at the end of the 7 days, you can make changes and start to create a different reality. When you sign up for the program, you will get an ebook copy of Time Management for Entrepreneurs and Professionals. You will also get access to an on-demand training portal where all of the trainings that we will go through for this program will be recorded and available for you to watch on demand. There will be a pre-challenge training to make sure that you are set up and ready to go. And then there will be a welcome training on day 1. Days 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, there will be mini daily motivational videos and daily motivational emails that you will be able to tune into to stay in the vibe of finding your missing hour. And then on day 7, we will do a challenge celebration training. All of this will be supported by a WhatsApp group where you will be able to speak to other people who are doing the challenge, motivate and inspire each other. And that group will be open for approximately 8 days. This training is designed to fit in and around your life. It is designed to be mini, to be bite-sized, to go to the depth that you need to go to support you in a daily habit and action way, but not to overwhelm you to add more to your to-do list, because we are here to find time, not to use more time. So there are some bonus trainings as well in that training portal that you will be able to watch at your convenience. You'll be able to look at how to audit your time. We've got 2 trainings in there. One we recorded when we re-released the Time Management for Entrepreneurs and Professionals book, and the second when we released for the first time the Time Management for Entrepreneurs and Professionals workbook. So you'll be able to get trainings for both of those and watch them at your convenience as well. If you're thinking about joining the program, but you are worried that you're not going to be able to participate in the WhatsApp group, it's not for you, you don't have time, you won't be able to watch the training, it's not the right dates for you, you will be able to catch up on everything at your own convenience. You will have lifetime access to be able to watch these trainings back over and over again. The WhatsApp group is there to support you, but it is not for everybody. Not everybody wants to be a part of a group, and we understand that. So you will get the daily emails to inspire and motivate you. You will get access to the daily videos, which will be uploaded to the online portal every single day as well. Now, this program is usually £44, but for the benefit of the current time right now, we are giving the investment price of £22. However, if you're watching this training right here, right now, you can use the promo code more time, and that will get you an additional 20% off. So when you go to the page, you click the link to sign up. If you scan this QR code now, or you use the link that we will email to you, you put that promo code in and the £22 will go down in price, minus 20%. So for a limited period of time, you will be able to join the program for a 20% discount. If you have any questions, take a look on the sales page for the program to see if your question has been answered. If it hasn't and you've got further questions, then reach out to inquiries@successbydesigntraining.com. Those details are all on the sales page as well. They will all be in the follow-up emails. And I'm just so excited. I cannot wait to see you in this challenge, to hear your testimonials of finding your missing hour or more every single day. And if you imagine in 7 days, you find an hour every single day, that's 7 extra hours every single week that you could have to do whatever you want. So if at the moment you're struggling with time to exercise, you're struggling with time for your hobbies, you're struggling to find time for your relationship, maybe you have one, maybe you'd like to start one, but you just don't have time, you're struggling to start a side hustle maybe, or to grow your business, whatever situation that you're in, maybe you would like to get a new job, but you just don't have time to do the research. What could you do with 7 extra hours every single week? An hour every single day, every single month, every single year. This is something that can just reap the benefits for the rest of your life. It has been so amazing to spend this time with you today. As I said, inquiries@successbydesigntraining.com. If you want to find us on Instagram, it's @successbydesigntraining. Maybe you'd like to take a screen grab of this and tag yourself in, looking at the screen, saying, "Hi, thanks for the training. I'm here." That would be absolutely amazing. It goes without saying, if you're joining us for the challenge, share it with your friends as well. Don't gatekeep this. Don't be the only person in your friendship group that has an extra hour every single day. Get your friends involved, get your family involved, because it's your time. There has never been a better time to start today. I've been Abigail Barnes. You've been amazing. It has been so much fun to spend this time with you, talking all things effortless time management. I look forward to seeing you in the training, in the challenge, to hearing from you, to seeing you on social media, and to, who knows, even meeting up with you in real life, because we get to do these things now, which is so incredibly fun. So until next time, my friend, stay safe, stay well, and do remember, it is your time.